on the topic of the 94, seeing how Bill Gates Sr. just passed away at 94. He was born on the day that Herbert Walker Bush died, November 30th, as well as Paul Walker, who was in the Skull and died in a red Porsche, which was also in the movie The Skull, that many people believe was pointing at Skull and Bones. So one of the interesting details in the Gates death is that from Bill Gates Jr.'s birthday of October 28th to Senior's death day is 322 days, not including the end date. And a lot of people would want to say, oh, well, you're reaching if it's not including the end date. And that's really not the case when it comes to these codes, because as many people know, there's a certain group of people that their tomorrow actually starts at sundown today. So I don't have a problem with these types of things figuring in the way that they do with that particular part of the code, so to say, being revealed. So what I want to talk about right now in regards to my own experience with this is on the 93rd, on 9/3, which is September 3rd, I was anticipating September 4th because of what happened last year, 2019. And it impacted me in such a way that I went ahead and made a screencast so I could document what had occurred. And that screencast date is right here. I made it on 9/10 of 19. And I made it because I definitely wanted to document what had occurred, but I didn't know why. And we'll find out why. But the whole of the why isn't answered as of yet. So right now we'll take a look at this video that documents what occurred on 9/4 of 2019. Okay, so here we are, 4:51. I went to Zenith the Alpha on September 4th. Okay, now that is the same day that I added up that from the 93 to 9/11, I came up with 8, and then I times it by 18 for the anniversary of 9/11, because I had never done that before. And I knew that the basement bombings occurred in 93. And I also know that Aleister Crowley signs his letters with 93. And his followers use it as well. So knowing those things is what led me to actually write down 18 eights in a line and attempt to add them up while I was at a stoplight. And so I was unsuccessful doing that. So when I got back to where I needed to be, I just whipped out my phone and I went 8 times 18. 8 times 18, like 144. So when I came home, and you'll be able to see, I logged on this computer at 1:29. Okay, we're looking at 4:51. I went to Zenith the Alpha's channel. Here we are on his channel. And this is the video that I had never seen. I didn't notice it. It was a month ago. We're going to go there. And I thought it was very strange that this was here. This video was uploaded July 11th, 2019. Okay, so I was in the chat with this open right here, where he has Mark of the Beast at 144. And I believe he was using, so that should be the English ordinal. Let's see what he says.
Look below the chart. The phrase Mark of the Beast, when you flip the letters backwards, like a mirror, Mark of the Beast equals 666. Notice with the letters facing forward just as they should be, using the most simple cipher, English ordinal. The phrase Mark of the Beast equals 144, but look below the cipher. Look below.
So there you go. And that's where I was at. Now, that's where I had this open in chat and was talking about this when I got that text. And that text will be the next thing I'm going to share on this video. Okay, I'm trying something a little new I didn't know was possible on here. Okay, so what we want to talk about today, I want to document this. We're looking at September 4th. There it is, September 4th of that post. Okay, 6:21 on 9/4. There's me, 6:22. Okay, there it is. Okay, so as I was reviewing this again, I see the 258. And I almost wanted to cover some of Zachary K. Hubbard's decoding on Bill Gates Sr. passing away on 9/14 with the 94s. But I'm basically making this video for Blaine and for Reject the Treason. So, wow, it's even recording 187. Now, remember, on 9/3, I actually remoted into my other computer to grab this recording. And then, of course, on 9/4 is what I wanted to share with what occurred on 9/4 of this year. Yeah, maybe this won't be so bad, actually. Let's see here. What was that name? It was Seed Planter. Seed Planter YouTube. Okay. And so we're going to be doing this organically here. Shepherd's Chapel. see what happens here. Okay, we gotta go to playlists, and we want the Old Testament. Okay, so now on 9/4, I had the day off, and I laid in bed that morning, and I just happened to cover this video. There's 35 right there. That's interesting. I didn't notice that before. My first name adds up to 35. So here we go.
Back in the great book of Exodus, the Exodus being the going out.
Now I'm going to have to find.
Anyway, God is going to use the word I in the first. There's not one soul out of there. This is not good either. It's not exactly a healthy thing to question God. Now, we're going to go into this 6th chapter, and there's an interesting thing. I want you to take note of it. That you kind of hate to listen to a man that's
And I'm not doing that.
You'd think teleprompters could be fixed where they could eliminate a lot of the I's, okay? But anyway, God is going to use the word I in the first 8 verses of the next chapter 18 times.
8 and 18.
Now that's not just an accident, and incidentally, it is emphatic.
Emphatic.
Get down to business is what I'm talking about.
Getting down to business. Okay, so you heard what he said. 8 verses of 18 where God is using the word I in this Exodus. Now, you can only imagine my wonder knowing that I had gone and retrieved that video showing what happened on 9/4 the year before. I had 18 eights. In this video, we have 8 verses with 18 I's. So again, this is extremely interesting that this all involved the 93 and the 94. And I'm going to show you why. Especially for this year, which is a leap year. And we want 2020. So what we're going to note here, and hopefully you'll note this for every year. April 3rd, right? Which April 2nd, remember the next day began at sundown. Day 93, April 3rd, 94. This was the Passover. This is the real Passover right here. I don't know if you guys will agree with that or not because of the roving lunar calendar, having it skipping all around where people don't really know if they look at a regular calendar. But this is the case, and this is confirmation as far as I'm concerned. Now, for what's coming up here, and this is the key right here, and it's so beautiful. Here we have what many believe, including Pastor Murray believed and taught, September 29th as being Jesus's birthday, his true birthday. And here you have 93 days remaining. On the 28th, again, you have this 94. At sundown, You're going into his birthday on 93. And I can show you that easily as well.
Relationship.
September 29th, the birthday of Jesus Christ. So there's my little video. Again, I don't know what I don't know what we're supposed to do with this ultimately, but I know that this 94 is very significant because those vehicles that I witnessed when I was homeless in the Cascade Mountains occurred in 1994. And I'm pretty sure it was the month of September, but I can't remember. I don't know what day it was. Let me put it that way. But I definitely feel as though it has something to do with where we are right now in time. And this is definitely something that has gotten my attention. And I mean, a person, you need to ask yourself with this video, why would I actually go out of my way to take the time and document what actually occurred on the 10th of last year? See, there was how many days between 4 and 10? You have a 6-day span where in the back of my mind I must be thinking I have to document this, and that would be the reason I finally got around to it on the 10th. And I saw that I was able to, through my history, to show the date and show exactly what happened. So anyway, people might be saying to themselves as well, you got Aleister Crowley in there, you got the 93. I mean, is that why they try to call Aleister Crowley the evilest man in the world? Because he knew the Passover was the 93rd day of the year, most non-leap years? I mean, he also knew the proper tetragrammation, the YHVH, whereas the majority of Christianity puts a W, YHWH, right? Now, I'm not trying to suggest that I believe Aleister Crowley was some kind of a saint or prophet by any means. I'm not doing that. But again, I woke up this year listening to my pastor on September 4th, and I just showed you what occurred. And to me, it's incredible. It is, I'll admit, it's very strange. It's mysterious. Maybe that's the right word I should use, mysterious. So anyway, this video is probably long enough at this point. So there's my video. Okay, one more thing I wanted to note before I end this video is this 258. Okay, again, this is last year, 2019. This video of his was uploaded on July July 11th. Okay, which is 7/11. Okay, so I look at that as 77, right? Which is 14. Again, this is extremely interesting that this 258 is present. Okay, and I'm going to show that September 14th is indeed day 258. Okay, and this is the day he passed away. In Gematria, you drop the 0, you have 108, right? Could become 18, which is your 3 times 6 again. Or your 3 6s, I mean, 3. So, once again, this is very interesting. It's extremely interesting. And now, one more thing I did want to add about this was, did the idea that I could be being influenced by black magic have occurred when I clicked on this video, knowing the things that I knew about Aleister Crowley, right? And here he is. And did it occur to me that that was what was happening? I mean, it did occur to me. The thought crossed my mind. See what I said there? Crossed my mind. But this year on 9/4, the numbers 8 and 18 were brought to me by my pastor. So again, did the thought cross my mind that I was under the influence of black magic last year? The thought occurred. It crossed my mind. Okay, but I also knew that that 666 text that I got from my woman was pointing to, and I've always felt this way, was pointing to the moment of the Antichrist actually being here. So this is what I've been saying all along, ever since 2010, with the Chilean mine disaster and the 33 miners trapped underground for, I forget how many days that was. But things began to appear on like receipts in my time cards, pointing at the 33. And so I knew something was happening. And then in 2015, I shared with you guys what happened with the accident and out in front of my house, and what was going on with the 4133, right? Which was extremely important. It still is ongoing important. And the way it manifested itself in the Super Bowl, the 50, what was it, the 52nd Super Bowl? The 52 also pointed to, because it was played in Minneapolis, the whole George Floyd and the riots afterwards, with Umbrella Man breaking the windows at a AutoZone with a Wendy's right next door. And you see the Wendy's as the Umbrella Man is walking around the dumpster area there. You see the Wendy's on that video. And then a week, 2 weeks later, the next black man is killed in a Wendy's parking lot in Georgia. I believe it was outside of Atlanta. And again, all of this stuff is very, very coded. And for some reason, I've been given a foreshadowing of this code before it actually manifests itself. And I personally believe that it's all saying to me that, okay, I'm here with you, and I'm going to show you that I'm here with you, and I'm going to give you foreknowledge of what is going to be occurring. And all you need to know is that I am here with you, and I'm going to give you this knowledge. And all of this stuff is pointing to Satan's arrival. So, I mean, I know you guys don't really believe in a literal Antichrist appearing, but I think you're in for a pretty big surprise, actually. But anyway, that's my video.